Andrew in Bethlehem, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm all right. Here's the argument. Like, say I believe in a cosmic Bigfoot or a Bigfoot.
Okay, you believe in Bigfoot.
Or even an invisible pet dragon. Now, that seems inconsistent just by the claim, because why would there be an invisible dragon?
Why would there be a god?
If a dragon spouts fire, you would have invisible fire too.
How do you know this dragon breathes fire?
Along those lines.
How do you know this dragon breathes fire? I don't know. Keep going. This is kind of pointless.
Well, no. Now, if I said God was a pure mind, or a mind, which is what most religions tend to ultimately believe when they go down to the basics.
Sure.
Then the mind, to me, seems non-physical, because when I have a personal meaning of something,
how do you jump
I can provide physical evidence for it.
Andrew?
So it seems non-physical.
No.
Andrew?
Yes.
Excuse me, Andrew. How do you jump from it's a mind to it's non-physical? Aren't all minds that we know of physical? All minds that we have actual examples of are physical. They exist. They're produced by physical brains.
Yes, mind is the product of the brain.
How come you just jumped from it's a mind to it's a non-physical mind? What's your evidence for that?
Well, neuroscience can never physically demonstrate another person's personal meaning, like firsthand.
What?
We were talking minds. Let's get back to minds. You said mind. Let's talk about minds.
Well, consciousness, mind, it seems to me the same thing.
Sure. What evidence do we have of a mind that exists absent a physical brain? How many of those can you point to?
That's like asking, have you ever seen a radio wave?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's like asking, have you ever seen a radio wave made of cheese?
Or it's like asking if you've ever detected a radio wave and not had it be the product of a radio signal, a radio tower.
But the music would still exist.
What difference does that make? We're talking about minds here.
Well,
you're asserting
the mind could come out.
Andrew, you're asserting that it's plausible, sufficiently plausible to justify belief, that some mind exists absent a brain. And the question was, how many times, do you have any evidence that supports the claim that a mind could possibly exist absent a physical brain? Do you have any?
Well, with the
answer the question, Andrew.
Are supposed to take us to another dimension.
Andrew, answer the question.
We have time.
Do you have any evidence to support the claim that a mind can exist absent a brain?
Logical evidence or physical evidence?
There is no logical evidence. Evidence is a thing you feed into logic to find out what's true.
No, I would say logic is the starting point. And then when you find something consistent...
I'll take it your answer is no, since you seem desperate to avoid the question.
Well, there's no physical evidence of that, because there's...
Thank you.
It seems that the brain's the physical medium for the mind. But that doesn't mean that it produces thought and consciousness.
You're right. It doesn't mean
that it's
Andrew, it doesn't mean that. My question was, what evidence do you have that minds can exist absent a brain? I'm not asserting that it's impossible. I'm asking you what evidence you have to support it. Because all of the existing evidence shows that minds are the products of brains.
For instance, a robot was never produced that produced consciousness. Now, the brain was purely physical.
If you're not going to do anything but sit here and make completely unfounded assertions that are completely irrelevant and avoid the questions that we're actually asking, I'll just hang up. Why do we need to go?
I would say no.
Why do we need to go to robots, and why do you need to make about assertions about what's possible in robotics when you have no clue?
Well, there is no physical evidence that of a mind without a brain. If that's your question.
Okay.
So why believe that it's possible?
Because when I produce consciousness from my brain, I can't physically reproduce it. For another person, it's all done indirectly. Observation of my thoughts from another person's perspective.
You're not even listening to the question. You're answering some other question. You just agreed that there's no physical evidence to support the claim that a mind can exist absent a brain. And my next question was, if that being the case, Why would you believe that a mind can exist absent a brain?
Because the mind, to me, would be non-physical.
So
All
I
right,
can
we're
have
done.
physical evidence of
So-
something non-physical.
Come on, man. Let's move
No,
on.
no, it's, a
This guy's got
mind,
nothing.
when you think, you can't produce it for another person to
So
observe.
what?
People
So what?
have
You've
to-
already,
How does that-
Andrew? You've already agreed that there is no evidence of minds that exist without brains.
This
You've
is-
already agreed to this. Why are you now going down this other rabbit hole? It doesn't matter.
You're on hold. I haven't hung up. And here's the reason. This is a common communication error that occurs when we're having these discussions. I've asked a very, very, very simple question, and you've offered answers to questions that don't even come close to addressing what we're asking. I said, do you have any reason to think that a mind can exist absent a brain? Do you have any evidence to support this? And your answer is no. My next question is, then why would you believe it? And instead of offering reasons why you would believe it, you went on to describe various ideas and problems about brains. I want to know why you believe this without supporting evidence. That's all I want to know.
Well, if you recall at the beginning, I said proofs are established indirectly. I can't offer a direct proof
Good. Then why'd you
that
call?
a mind could
Then
exist
why'd you
without
call?
a brain,
Because
but
this is
indirectly.
why did you call, Andrew? Because this is nothing more than an opinion. I care about what's actually true. I care about things that are supported by evidence. I do not care about delusions.
Well,
If we
my
cannot,
point of view is
if we cannot differentiate your claim from a delusion, can you provide me some mechanism by which I can tell the difference between your claim and a delusion?
I guess I would have to say that you're jumping to a delusion because what I'm proving here
Can you
is
answer
that,
my question?
It's consistent to have this belief that a mind could.
I don't
exist
give
without
a
a brain.
crap about consistency. I asked a question. How do I tell the difference between your claim and a delusion?
Well, because everyone has the same experience with brains, so no one can offer physical evidence of their personal meaning of something.
That has nothing to do
Everyone
with the
will have
question
this-
I just asked. You're done.
Woo!
I realize that this is his brain spinning in circles desperately because he has no answers to these difficult questions, and he's trying to cling to whatever it is that he believes. We've got to, it would really be nice if we had better ways to address those kind of communication gaps. But other than straightforward, simple questions, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a yes or no question.